The Marcos administration began the year with shakeups in the police and military and the National Security Agency, which now has a new chief in Eduardo Ano. Former National Security Advisor Clarita tells us more about her exit and if this was influenced by the leadership changes. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. 7 months on the job. Is this your shortest employment tenure in your professional career?
Well, I suppose so, Rico, because I've been in the UP for 56 years. So apparently so.
The shortest ever for Professor Clarita Carlos. Usually, ma'am, national security advisors usually stay for the whole term of the leader who appointed them. So were you eased out of the post due to the intramurals of the various factions within the Marcos administration?
Let's put it this way. When President Marcos spoke with me for more than 1.5 hours last Saturday and described to me the terrain, I'm an intelligent person, so I already know when my position is untenable. So I offered to resign so many times. But he said they wanted to keep me in government and wanted to know where I can move, where I can use my expertise, and that's the reason why there are talks about moving to a think tank.
Any regrets, ma'am, that you took on the post? And did you even anticipate that this would happen, that after 7 months, you will no longer be the National Security Advisor of the Philippines?
Of course, no one is omniscient, so there is no such anticipation. As a matter of fact, we just finished our strategic planning of the National Security Council about a week ago, and I just finished listening to 17 task forces of the NTF-LCAP. So there was no such anticipation. But I already knew, Rico, since day one, that forces were already moving to get me out. But you know, that did not deter me. You know me, Rico, you've been interviewing me for 1,000 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You know who I am.
Yes.
But because of that, I will not hold on to position longer than is warranted. So I'd like the president to succeed. So if the solution is to, give it to another person who might be acceptable to some of these forces, then so be it.
So,
no big deal, really.
So, ma'am, when you were in office for 7 months, did you have to fend off these internal forces, the factions within this administration?
Sort of, but I will not share details.
But will you eventually reveal in a memoir or in an open editorial the reason why you left going forward?
Maybe. I have so many stories, funny, not funny, etc. I will write my memoir, Rico. Don't worry. And yes, this will be part of that story. But maybe later, when things would have settled down, and like that, it will be part of my many stories of my splendid life.
Many memories of your splendid life, ma'am. But will it be within this 6 years of the Marcos administration? Will those memoirs be revealed, and the inside story, or after 2028?
I don't think within, because it's a very serious national security issue, and it's really beyond me. It's really the interest of the Republic. So, I know that it should not be revealed. I mean, no, because the interest of the Republic is a superordinate interest, and mine is this a small minor one. So, when anyone knows already and feels that the position is untenable, then we, unlike other people would I would like to hold on to the job, Rico.
But
I did not ask for this. I did not apply for it. The president, I'm sure did not know me except as a scholar, scientist, and I thank him for that, because that puts science in the fulcrum of decision making. But because I'm a political scientist, then I know when the factors or forces are just too much, and it will render me ineffective. And the only way is really to get out of the way.
And this is an important position, Ma'am Clarita, National Security Advisor of the country. So you have a lot of contribution from your knowledge, from your 56 years at the University of the Philippines to share with the President and the administration.
Yes, Rico, but when one of your legs is cut off, you are rendered ineffective, never mind how intelligent you are, how skilled, how knowledgeable you are. You get my drift.
Yes.
When already things are not, I use the word politique. I don't know if you saw my
Yes,
post
I
on the
did.
Facebook. When it is no longer politique, meaning that the politics around it are no longer working, then what's the point?
But
what's the
ma'am,
point?
how can this administration succeed when there's just so many intramurals, so many people within the administration fighting for positions, trying to put the respective, how would you call this, manoks into key positions in government?
Yeah, I guess they will have to respond to that. That's the reason why, Rico, bata ka pa, I've been pushing constitutional reform, di ba?
Yes.
Parliamentary system, so that the rules of the game will be different. Yeah.
And before leaving your post as National Security Advisor, share with us, are we, the Filipino people, safe from any external and internal threats?
Thus far, yes. Meaning there are no imminent threat of anyone invading us or changing our daily acts of life. The president just came from China. He already articulated many times that the contested South China Sea is only one of the levels of relationships with China, and we should be concentrating on the low politics area, So I like that. The president has said many times, even immediately after his inauguration, that this country is our friend, our neighbor, and our partner. And I think he's going to put flesh to those statements.
You're a vocal person, Professor. You speak your mind. I've interviewed you many times in the past. What is your advice for the Marcos administration in the new year?
President Bongbong Marcos is a very decent person. He speaks slowly. He knows a lot. I wish people were to attend our cabinet meetings where the president displays all this. And let's just help him succeed. There's no point. It's only 7 months into his term and you're shooting him left, right, and center. And it's not fair to him. So let's just join hands and help him build a better Philippines.
But of course,
because otherwise, we'll be there at the bottom of the lift. And that is not, the president does not want to do. Can you imagine? Every 2 weeks he goes out because he's seeking investors to, invest here in our country, create jobs, transfer technology and the like. Huwag kayong puro batikos na lang sa presidente. Let us help him succeed.
thank you so much for your insights and for joining us on The Final Word. Former National Security Advisor Clarita Carlos.